Hello everybody, Stormer here. What I wanted to do today is do something similar to what I did when I finished up my previous Mass Effect Original Trilogy series, and that's kind of give my thoughts, having finished playing through it. And in that case, it was about the Mass Effect trilogy in general. In this case, it's going to be about the Legendary Edition specifically. And just kind of my thoughts and a review of the whole thing. Sort of. So, what do we get with Legendary Edition? We got pretty much what I thought we were going to get. And that's about 90% fresh coat of paint, 10% some small but significant tweaks to the original Mass Effect 1. And those tweaks to combat and the interface and things like that in Mass Effect 1, were significant, if albeit small, as I said, but, they made a rather significant change to where I, think that Mass Effect 1 is now actually playable. Not that it really wasn't before, but it just hasn't aged very well. And so trying to go back to play it now is a bit of a chore, at least in my opinion. So the updated mechanics for Mass Effect 1, very, very welcome. And also, say that what we got largely was a fresh coat of paint is also, not kind of being dismissive of things either. Fresh coat of paint, especially for a video game, can be a very significant thing. And for Mass Effect 1, it was. And the improvements in texture and lighting and everything else in the other game also, kind of helped those games out. Just give them that fresher look. So all in all, I was pretty pleased with the Legendary Edition and what we got. Cleaned up several bugs from the original games, though a few new ones kind of snuck in, but, what can you do, I guess? And it's Mass Effect. So, all BioWare really had to do was give the games a fresh coat of paint, make some small adjustments, and not screw them up. And, I mean, if you're familiar with kind of recent history of AAA developers re-releasing or releasing remastered versions of beloved titles, not screwing things up would seem to be a low bar, but sometimes they can struggle to clear it. I'm looking at you, Blizzard. And if you're not familiar, just look into the whole Warcraft 3 Reforged debacle. So, very good of BioWare to have been able to clear that fairly low bar. So, should you get Legendary Edition? I would say that if you've never played Mass Effect before and you're looking to get into the series now, absolutely. This is the definitive version of the game. The best version you're going to get. This is the one you want to get. If you have already played Mass Effect, it depends on how much you love Mass Effect. If you're a massive fan like I am, then it's kind of a no-brainer. If you're just kind of somewhat interested, it might not be. Especially if you have the PC version, because you can get a lot of the enhanced textures and everything else like that from mods. So it kind of diminishes the value that you might get out of Legendary Edition. Especially if you're planning to skip the first Mass Effect. You really kind of can because of the whole kind of comic decision-making system that they added into the beginning of Mass Effect 2. Though if you're on console, it might be worth it because you don't have those options for mods and things like that. So, kind of a complicated calculation. Now, does this kind of restore faith in BioWare? Because BioWare has had a little bit of a rocky history recently. Mass Effect Andromeda, while I did enjoy the game, I enjoyed the game because I was able to see past many of its glaring issues, particularly a lot of the cosmetic issues and some other design problems. I was able to kind of see past them and see that there is a fairly decent game there, and I felt it was would have been a good foundation for a future series of games, but BioWare chose not to go in that direction. Oh well. And then there was the dumpster fire that was Anthem, that really put kind of the BioWare brand in jeopardy, in my opinion. So, in that regard, no, I don't think so. Again, as I said, not screwing up Mass Effect Legendary Edition, extremely low bar to clear. You know, it's good that they managed to clear that low bar, so at least they're not completely incompetent, but it doesn't really say much about their future projects, being Dragon Age 4 coming up hopefully soonish, and the teased future Mass Effect game. This doesn't really say that they can make anything new that's worth a damn. So, we will see in that regard. Dragon Age 4 kind of does need to be a home run. They really need to knock that one out of the park in order to really start to restore kind of faith in the BioWare name. So we'll see what happens with Dragon Age 4. I do plan to do Dragon Age 4 blind on the channel. I'm going to try to avoid as many spoilers or reviews as possible so that I can kind of have my own unfiltered thoughts on the game when it does come out. So we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah. Kind of my thoughts after having finished the Legendary Edition. Now I'm probably going to go play through it several more times. We'll see what happens. Alright, and that'll be on my own time. Okay, well, that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about right now, I think. So as I said, it's, you know, good in my book. Alright. Well, we'll stop here. So, I'll see you guys next time.